I am back with another sponsored video for King Arthur Legends Rise. I've been playing this game for about a week, and I have to say I am thoroughly impressed. This is a well-crafted and beautiful game, and in today's video, I'm going to give you my top 10 beginner tips to start your account off on the right foot. So if you are interested in joining me in King Arthur Legends Rise, please click on the download link in the description of this video. I am Colred, this is Colred Plays. Let's get started. Here we are in my base, my Camelot. As you can see, I am account level 26, and I'm going to give you my top 10 tips for beginning your account the right way. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is your starter champion. So tip number one is, who do you pick as your starter champion? You're going to get Arthur. Everybody starts with Arthur, but then you're going to also get some free champions in the first hour or so of gameplay, all of whom are very good. But chances are your first 6-star is either going to be Arthur or his sister, Kay. Now, Kay is widely regarded as the best rare damage dealer, and rare champions are easier to get to 60 than legendaries because they take fewer resources to build up their chivalry and their skill levels and all sorts of things. So a lot of people recommend going with Kay as opposed to Arthur, but you probably want to level up one of these two champions to 60 first. The good news is, I leveled up Arthur. He seems to be doing well for me. I certainly haven't been held back by him. So either of these two champions should probably be your first level 60. Now let's talk about legendary champions. You get two free legendary champions right out of the gate, Morgan and Tristan, and they are both very good champions. You can certainly invest in both of them, but it tends to be that you're going to want to invest in one legendary champion at a time. And the best one of the best ones in the game, is Morgan. So everybody should build Morgan, pair her up with either Arthur or Kay or both, and make sure she is featured prominently in all of your teams. She's absolutely fantastic. She occupies the space between supports and damage dealers. You're really going to love this champion, so do not sleep on Morgan. If you're going to invest in any legendary from the start of the game, this is probably the one you want to invest. Tip number 3, get into the night training camp as early as you can. When you unlock this is the place where you get tutorials teaching you about the combat systems in the game, and there are some differences between this game and other games that you're going to want to understand in order to get the most out of your teams. You also get great resources for completing these tutorials. When you're done with basic training, come in here and do intermediate training. This does not require stamina, the energy in this game, so you could do this when you've run out of stamina, although you usually don't run out of stamina for a few days, or as soon as you start getting frustrated with the combat system, come in here and it's going to show you how all of it works. Tip number 4 is follow the Royal Road. You can see the icon right here. You want to click on it. This is a path of missions or small tasks that you're going to want to follow because it's going to help you build your account in a well-rounded way. Don't get too focused on any one area of the game. You want to hit everything. And the path of adventure here on the Royal Road, the path of power, and the path of challenges, they're going to help you figure out where you need to go. And they're going to give you a lot of great rewards for doing things you should already be doing anyway. So get on the Royal Road, stay on the Royal Road, and if you're ever wondering what to do next, go look at what the Royal Road says is upcoming, and then do that. Number 5 is follow your unlocked areas. All of these things in the base here get unlocked one at a time. Early on, you will unlock the restricted area, and you can see these are all the dungeons in the game, but these dungeons also get unlocked one at a time, and every single dungeon in here is valuable. Every single location in your base is valuable in some way. So as soon as you unlock something, investigate it, try it out, start getting resources from that dungeon or from that building, and utilize those to build your account. So do not wait. As soon as you unlock something, if you don't do it right away, you're likely to forget about it, and then you're going to be missing out. There are a lot of currencies, a lot of resources in this game, and you have to get some of everything in order to maximize your champions. So follow your unlocks. Tip number 6 is get in here to the Plane of Beasts. This is the most important dungeon. It's the first one that you unlock as well, because this is where you get materials for leveling up your champions. Not really leveling them, but promoting them, because you can level a champion 10 levels and then you get stuck by your star cap. So if you have 3 stars, you can level up to 30 and then you get stuck and you can't go past 30. So you have to unlock your 4th star before you can progress from 30 to 40, then unlock your 5th star, so on and so forth. This is the dungeon where you get those materials to unlock those new star levels. You need a good team here. You need to be pushing this dungeon. So this will probably pace your account. If you are falling behind in the Plane of Beasts, everything's going to slow down. If you are succeeding here in the Plane of Beasts, you're going to keep progressing your champions as soon as possible. So check out some videos online. This is not the video for that, but there's a ton of videos showing how to beat the Plane of Beasts. Start investing in it right away. Make sure that you're pushing this dungeon to its maximum. Tip number 7 is don't neglect your gear. There are equipment dungeons here as well that you're going to unlock relatively early on. Now, the gear that you farm here is going to be okay. You're going to get a lot of gear from like campaign and stuff. That's basically 1 and 2 star gear. That's okay. Here you're going to be able to get 2 and 3 star gear, which is a little bit better. But in addition to getting gear drops, you're also going to get rewards that are actually forge materials. And this is going to allow you to forge 3 and 4 star gear or even 5 and 6 star gear. So you want to get in here to the forge and use those materials in equipment crafting to start making some better gear. And the great thing about this crafting system is you can pick the exact piece you want in the exact set you want, and it all takes the same forged materials, at least at 3 and 4 star. Once you get up to 5 and 6 star, you need specified, like, set appropriate materials, I guess, to forge them. But get in here, start forging gear right away. It will take some silver. It will take these resources. So you need to be getting into the dungeons to get the resources. You need the silver to get your gear. But don't neglect your gear, because you're not going to be able to complete campaign at a reasonable pace unless you are acquiring some of your own gear from the forge. By the way, you can also purchase equipment. You can buy some things in here. Sometimes you find something decent. You're not going to buy as much gear as you are going to forge your gear, but there might be a rare kind of, especially up here at the top, the first one's always discounted. Sometimes you're going to find something nice, maybe like a 3 star legendary or a 4 star rare or something like that. It's going to allow you to get the stats. These, you don't know the stats until you buy it, by the way. You don't know the stats until you buy it, but maybe it'll give you another opportunity to get the stats you need on the piece you need. So that's how you get your gear. Definitely don't neglect it. I would say to complete normal campaign, you're probably going to need all 3 and 4 star gear. You don't really need 5 star gear. You might get an odd 5 star piece here or there. But as long as you have 3 and 4 star gear and you're ascending it or empowering it or whatever it's called, enhancing it, that's what it's called. As long as you're enhancing it, you're going to have the stats you need to actually clear campaign. But with just the gear that you get as rewards, the 2 star gear and stuff, that's not going to be enough. Your champions are going to get stuck before you get to the end of campaign. So make sure you're not neglecting your gear. Tip number 8, let's talk about where to spend your crystals. So as you can see, these are the crystals. This is the main resource other than, or the currency, I guess, other than gold in the game. And there are only a few places you're really going to want to spend it. There are plenty of places you could spend it, but let's talk about the 3 best places to spend your crystals. So the first one is stamina. When you run out of stamina, you can just click on the little plus sign here. It's going to take you to this shop, and you can buy a daily stamina charge for 50 crystals. You can buy a second one for 50 crystals as well. In fact, I'll do that right now. You can see there's a second one that's here for 50 as well. And then after I buy that, the third one goes up to 100 crystals, and it gets more expensive with each purchase. I don't honestly know how much, like, there is. I don't know how many stacks deep this goes. I've never bought past this point, but I would say spend at least 100 crystals here every day, if not 200 or 300 crystals to get more stamina. Unless you're a casual player and you don't need the stamina, then go ahead and just hold on to your crystals for the other 2 places that we can spend them. So the second place you can spend your crystals is on the rare pop-up that doesn't require actual money. If you click on this, you can see this like little row of icons here with the timers on it. These are your offers, and all of these offers cost money. But every once in a while, there'll be an offer that only costs gems. And some of these, not all of them, but some of them are very good. Typically, you get an offer that uses crystals when you unlock something new. There will be an announcement, but sometimes you don't see it. So check here frequently, because some of them are only up for an hour. Some of them are up for a day. But you want to at least look at those. And they're anywhere from, say, 100 crystals all the way up to like 5 or 10,000 crystals. So you do want to save a healthy amount. You can see I just spent a whole bunch of crystals, so I don't have it right now. Some of these deals are going to be good. You're going to want to do research on each one, or at least make your best judgment, because not all of the offers are great. The third place you want to spend, the third place you want to spend your crystals is here at the Lake Avalon Summons location. You want to come down here, and preferably you want to spend it on rate up summons. There's special summons as well. Now, special summons and rate up summons cost the exact same amount. You can see it is 150 per summon, or 1,500 crystals for a 10 summon. And so this is what you want to do. You want to spend preferably on rate up summons or special summons if you don't want the rate up summons. But the rate up summons has an actual, if you click here on the rate icon, you can see there is a smaller pool of legendaries, so you have a much higher chance of getting specific legendaries that you might be targeting. So you're trying to get Merlin, this is the one that you want. You're trying to get Guinevere or any of these other champions like Bedivere and Jillian. These are 2 god tier legendaries. Then you want to use the rate up summons. And this brings us to tip number 10, which is always do only 10 pulls. Never do single pulls. See here where it says summon times 10 to get a rare hero guaranteed. It's not guaranteed if you go 1, 1, 1, 1. You have to do a 10 pull to get a guaranteed rare. And you need copies of your champions, not in order to level them up or promote them, but in order to increase their chivalry. Chivalry is another system that empowers your champion. It actually makes their skills better and their stats better. So you will want duplicates of champions, and you want as many rares as you can get, because if you're like me, you're a free-to-play player, you're going to be living in the rare space a lot. But same with the normal summons. If you do a 10-time summon here, you get a... actually, this, I think you get a rare guaranteed. I'm not really sure there. And then with the relics, you will get a rare relic guaranteed if you do a 10 pull. So always do 10 pulls. That's tip number 10. Okay, so that is it for today. 10 beginner tips for you. I hope this helps you out. Again, if you are interested in downloading the game, use my link in the description of this video. And once again, thanks to King Arthur Legends Rise for sponsoring this video. I'm having so much playing the game. I hope you join me. I've been Colred. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in another video soon.